All right. This is something I kind of wanted to talk about for a very, very long time, but you can't discuss these things with anyone, let's say, over the age of 40. They just don't understand. But the topic is being raised by boomer parents and essentially how that destroys you. Okay. So, if you're familiar with the cultural climate of the 60s and how things swapped from a traditional kind of community-based um like mini tribes, and then it flipped over and it became this like libertarian, liberal, individualistic, like hyper feminine culture, right? Like if you don't know these things, and this is meaningless to you, you might as well not even listen to this. But if you know about this and you know that the switch in the way life was lived, I would say, then this is for you. Right, so I was raised by boomer parents. Sorry, like my father was a boomer and my mother's Gen X. And but essentially they were boomers, boomer mindset the whole way. And I mean, my mother's not close off to being a boomer anyway, so I suppose she would be. But living in a boomer house is essentially torture if you're a masculine child. It's essentially a slow psychological beatdown. It's gaslighting 24/7. You're a pet. You're not a child. You're there for me. I'm not there for you, kind of thing. And the thing was, you can't actually converse with these boomers, man. They don't actually have it in them to recognize the problems that young people face today. So, like a bit of my story, I was raised in an anti-male house. Essentially, whenever I turned 16, just to like a quick side tangent here, um, whenever I turned 16, I wanted to start going to the gym, and I was doing a lot of push-ups in my room, sit-ups, stuff like that. And it was actually a problem, right? So in my family, all my siblings are female, and my mother essentially ruled over the house. And my mother divorced my father and remarried, and he's a Gen X boomer adherent. So they are literally like, they look at the boomer life as like the life, which is a complete scam, especially for them. But anyway, and it was always a problem, man. Like, if I wanted to go to the gym, it was, oh no, you can't, you do this. Or if I was doing, one thing I will say is I wasn't allowed to wear vests. So I started to actually like put on a lot of muscle, and I wanted to like, I was a young guy, so I wanted to like wear a vest around the house. Not like, outside or anything. Well, I probably did at the time, but mostly I just wanted to like have a bit of pride in myself, because I essentially, like, there was no male activities for me growing up. I was just relegated to room rotting, you know, uh, like having to watch feminine centric movies. Everything was about this female centric. And another thing about the boomers, man, is they are so beholden to the slave religion of Christianity. Or like tooth and nail, like they'll slit their child's throat, to fucking hand over their generation of wealth to a small hat. They're complete and utter. They're goyed out, essentially. All right. And I remember, like, I used to have to go to church. I was forced to go to church. I was forced to take, like, I was essentially like, I was like a very inquisitive child and very curious, and like I just wanted to explore. I wanted to do things. I wanted to play outside, and it was all just like, no, no, no. You take this Ritalin. You're not concentrating in school. Instead of like addressing, like, this is a male child that needs a different form of attention, hands-on approach. None of that was ever shown to me. It's always, here, take your PlayStation and just go sit in your room, or here's this, now fuck off. That's essentially like what it is. So I can watch my TV and we can drink our wine, and it's like, anyway. But one of the big things with these, like, especially like having a boomer parent's bad enough, But having fanatically Judeo-Christian boomer parents is literally, you just don't stand a chance, dude. Like, I didn't stand a chance, man. Like, I'm almost 30 now, and I'm only now kind of starting to heal and break from this Abrahamic mindset that has been just like placed on me. And I didn't want it. I never wanted. I never wanted to go to church or any of these things. I just wanted to like be a boy and go out with girls. And I wasn't allowed to do any of that stuff. That was another thing. But one of the things about like these churches and stuff is they're so like female. It's like female primacy, a female supremacy above all. I would listen to these dudes go up, and they would literally like, oh, my wife, she cooked the meal, and oh, I love her. The woman is the bed. And like, man, honestly, dude, like a lot of people think I'm a misogynist, and I have a like, I guess for now you would say misogynistic views, but really, dude, I'm a misandrist. I fucking hate men, dude. Oh man, I hate guys. I fucking like actually despise men over a certain age. I can't speak to them. I don't want to interact. They're slimy, they're grimy. You know, they're out to get you. Like, what can you do for me, young man? How can I exploit you, young man? And then gaslight, psychological warfare, a psychological beatdown. You know, gatekeep your manhood if you don't want to obey them, all this shit. But you know, I was young and I started to see these church guys, and I was like, fuck, man, like that is not the life for me, dude. To be, you know, to latch your to accept thy status as a meal ticket, and to just simply like fucking work away for the female thought process, just like it's completely fucking, I don't know, I'd rather just fucking kill myself, to be honest. That's just not for me. That's not fucking for me, dude. And so essentially what I'm coming around to is just like how they fucked my development, you know. I was kind of like an arrested development, so to speak, because whenever I started wanting to go out and talk to girls, and you know, I started like being interested in girls, and a few girls interested in me, so I wanted to go out, and there was always a big problem. It was always like, you can't control yourself, you're the young man need to be better. Shut the fuck up, cunt. It's like they were doing these things, they were 16, not even like 14, going out and just like, you know, getting their legs spread. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's a double standard, you know, and they don't want you to have what they have. They want you to be their subjects into their twilight years, while they simply like just milk all the fucking resources. You know, 9 holidays to fucking Spain, wherever, and you know, they're eating caviar and you're eating your fucking shoes, you know. And I'm just fucking done, man. Like, I renounced my father because he essentially, man, he fucking like he did some serious damage to my brain, man. He's probably the main reason why I can't trust men over a certain age. Why I innately, when I'm in a social interaction, I look at them and I'm thinking, right, what do you want? Like, what do you want to take from me? What is it that you know, because it's always just like, I always have it in my mind that's just about them, and you're just like, they look at you as a young guy, as he's just a young buck, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing. We must lead him on, you know, you just need to pull yourself up, laddie. And then it's like, bro, no. The way the world is now for like young people, especially of like a certain demographic, like I'm white, it's just fucking terrible, man. Like, the purchasing power of money is like, I don't know if it's close to 90% less than the 1960s. You know, I'm on a Darwinian like chopping block against like foreign elements, and like these like women that just get elevated above and above and above. I'm just like, oh fuck, man. Like, dude, that's fucking bullshit, man. I can't fucking I'm swearing too much, but yeah, it really riles me. But what really riles me is there's no admittance. There's no like, look, man, yeah. We're stupid in the 60s. We did all this rubbish, and now you're in a bit of a bad situation. Yeah, it sucks. Let's see if we can help you. No, it continues. They're like, I hate this term, but like doubling down, but they're it's really like overused, but it's really the only way I can kind of get it across is they go harder down this narrative and they like exclude themselves. They're in their own world with their wealth and their whatevers. And I'm seeing these like boomers, right? So I'll say this about like, obviously, my views on women wouldn't be accepted now, but I don't hate women. See, because the thing is, these men, these stupid men are in love, and these women are in business. And business is fucking good, man. I tell you, dude. I used to. This is a side thing, but I had very little money at one point, so I was going on like adult websites, and I was kind of like swinging sites. I was kind of like meeting up with couples and stuff, and I was like, fuck it, man. If these ones want to be sexually degenerate, I want a piece of that action as well. But I only play to win, so I really try and go for like I try and go for like an underlooks match or whatever kind of thing, if you could say that. And then when I reach a certain age, I will start going for like younger girls. Or if I can get, do you know what I mean? Like I just play to win. I'm not wasting my time chasing women. If I see like a woman that likes me and I like her, I'll take that opportunity. But beyond that, it ain't worth it. But these boomtods, oh man, like it it's shocking because like okay, yeah, so I used to do like I was essentially like fucking people's wives, right? And I learned a lot in that experience. I did it for about 6 months. I made a bit of money off that actually, and I got a bit of a reputation. So that was actually the reason why I kind of stopped doing this, because all these men, they were essentially being cucked by me. But like I wasn't really privy to like a lot of the information that they had husbands or they had boyfriends. I didn't know a lot of these things, bro. And like when I was leaving, I'd see like a family picture, stuff like that, and I was like, "Fuck, man," do you know? And the guys would actually, they'd be like angry at me. I was like, okay, like obviously it wasn't all like that, but I had a few experiences where that was the case. But yeah, that really like opened my mind to the fact that like they just won't hold girls accountable. And for me, I just grew up around women and the female mindset. So I kind of find it intolerable in a way. And I don't really like, say, like participate in their way they operate to attain reproductive success, so to speak. I operate in a very, like, when the opportunity's there, I take it. To be fair to myself, I'm like a self-sabotaging person, so when I was having like my mental issues, I kind of like sabotage a lot of my opportunities, which is funny because when I was actually going crazy, okay, so yeah, I'll come back to that, but what I was gonna say is when I was 16 and stuff, so I wasn't allowed to date, whatever. So I eventually became like a bad kid. I was just like, fuck all this. I'm just gonna smoke weed. I'm gonna just like, I don't care. I want to go to the gym. I want to like suck on big titties. I don't care about your church, your God. I don't care about that thing, man. I'm a young guy. I wanna fuck, and I wanna have money, and I wanna do stuff. That's just like, and the fact that they had all that and they don't want to share it with me. So I found a lot of my like early success with women, like really young, like 16, 17, because I didn't actually care about like them or even myself, if I'm honest. And I was essentially just like, whatever the rabbit strategy is. I think it's K, maybe it's R, I don't remember, but whatever, like, just live fast, die young. I was in that mindset and it was working. All right, it was working. And then whenever I had to flee my home country because of encroaching communist democidal policy, and I came here to the Britbong state, I eventually got like recaged into this boomer primacy mindset. and I fell out and in like many times, you know. I tried to go back to church to try and acquire mate, and like it was just like against who I am as a person to do these things. So I just don't. Yeah, so like okay, and then coming back to when I started going crazy a few years ago, like really started going like off the walls. Then I started having loads of success as well with women. And like again, I just didn't care. Like, and I'm not trying to be like funny here, but over in like the first world, no one ever like fights hand to hand. You know, like unless it's in a controlled environment, no one actually ever fights like in the street, or like if you have a problem with someone, it's like a shouting match. There's no fighting. I'm the opposite, man. I just keep very fucking quiet. I bottle that shit up, which is bad for me. But like, you know, it's my tool. It's my tool to break your face, you know? And I'm more than willing, more than capable of doing. I've done it a few times, you know. I've lost like 90% of the fights I've been in, but I'll still fight you. I'll still like I'll bite your ear off. I'll do whatever. I don't care. But yeah, that netted me a lot of success as well. So like I don't actually consider myself like an incel. Like I've kind of just been in a form of recovery for a while, so I haven't been out there. Obviously because of my mental problems. If you listen to my last video, you'll understand. But I'm starting to return to like the feral kind of anti-boomer, anti-feminine primacy. Because like, dude, I love women, bro. Like, bro, I love looking at big titties. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I sometimes have a problem watching porn. Sometimes, not I don't watch porn like all the time, but sometimes I watch it if a girl strikes my fancy. Because yeah, I'm a guy. I want to look at big tits. I want to fuck. You know, I want to do all these things, and I don't want to feel shamed or guilted, and I don't want to have to like wife the girl up. I don't want to have to wife the roasty to have access to sex and to be accepted in the boomer world where they, you know, they got their plaid shirts with their fucking shirts tucked in, and their like that's a fake world, man. That's a modern inception. Like the boomers are the pure modernists. They are the ground zero. And at the end of the day, man, like if you grew up in a boomer house as a young guy, especially if it was a Christian boomer, I feel sorry for you, man, because it's fucking hard, man. It's difficult because the weight of the and the mental stress, like that weight, it cripples some people. Like it almost got me to kill myself because I thought there was something wrong with me. I was always told, like when I didn't obey, like you're not my son. You're an evil boy. You need to look in the mirror. There's something wrong with you if you don't want to just obey and cut the grass and let me gaslight you and I want to buy you something, but then you got to do this for me. It's not really a gift. There's strings attached. Well, like when I was at my mother's house when she married her new husband, and I was listening, and it was essentially like he's a boomer enthusiast. You know, every word that comes out of his mouth is boom tardation. That's what I like to call it. It's just like the same shit I've heard for the last 30 years of my fucking life. Sorry, yeah. Well, like my whole life, really. And I just tuned out that bullshit, bro. And yeah, I'm an outcast now. I'm essentially like skating the periphery of society. And it feels fucking awesome, man. And I'm starting to kind of get success again in my own kind of way. I've got my own way of how I want to do things. Like, I don't care about these people. Like, they built the prisons for their descendants to live in, but they're not getting off scot-free. No fucking way. No fucking way. Like, you know, I swear to God, if I knew, when my father dies, if he's not dead already, because I don't give a shit. Like, if I knew his grave, I'd just fucking piss on it. I'd shit on it, you know. Scumbag, I'd etch it in the stone. Because they fucked me, man. They fucked my brain. They made me believe I was bad for being a male. And all these things, man. And then they want to champion the brown. They want to champion the slag. And it's like, no, man. No. Like, another thing I'll quickly say as well. It's like sometimes I go on Instagram, right? And like you go through the explore page and like a big like booty model will show up, dude. And I'm just always curious, like, who are these dudes? Like, you see the comments, like 300 comments. I'm always curious, like, who the fuck actually comments on these? Like, don't you know that by doing that, you cede power to these people, like these women, you know? And like, dude, this is what I'm saying. I endorse women. Like, if you can scam these motherfuckers, do it. Because they are no friend to other men. They're no friend to anyone, not even themselves, you know? No one's sacred for them. Only thing they want is that punani, man. It's like what they live for, live and die for, man. There's no higher thought. There's no higher conception. And I mean, that shit's ending, man. I think a lot of people just kind of waking up and seeing this, and they're just like, nah, it's just... I mean, yes, it's a rigged game, and you can still win. You just don't play by the rules, dude, because they're not, you know? Like, if you're a young guy now, I say take everything you've ever learned from, if you have a boomer parent or boomers, whatever, and just toss it out the fucking window, because even if it existed at one point in time, it doesn't exist anymore, man. It just don't fucking exist. And, yeah, just take care of yourself, bro. Leave these motherfuckers. Like, I struggle enough, you know, having to live off 90% less of the purchasing power of the 60s and having to, like, supplicate this abnormally large generation that is gonna live till, like, an average age of 80, and they want me to simply, like, grind it out, like, my youth, my time, so that they can live in their twilight years, like, in perpetual kind of prosperity, while I don't. Like, no, man. If we have to come into this dark future, you're coming with us, you know? And the thing is, at the end of the day, and this is a straight fact, you know, and it's becoming more and more apparent, you know, it was good to be 20 in the 70s, but it sucks to be 70 in the 20s, because these motherfuckers, they don't understand what's coming. They don't get it. They haven't prepared themselves. They're soft. They're almost feminine themselves. They operate, they combat like females, you know, the passive aggressive, the snubbing, the undermining. It's like, man, if you're a dude, and if you're a young guy, if you're an actual like dude, a proper young man, a masculine man, just accept that you're gonna have all these people like riding your coattails and like gaslighting you the whole time. And the moment you throw that shit down and just like, you know, just, you know, get the fuck away from me. You know, for a while they'll be crying in your ear and shit, and they'll just be, you know, moaning. Excuse me, I have a bit of indigestion. Complaining. But at the end of the day, I mean, at the end of the day, they need you. These people need the youth. And when I say the youth, they need the youth of their own, which they've abandoned. And a lot of people like me, man, I'm not gonna be there for them. Man, I was never really like properly socialized, looked after. I had to do everything really myself. Like, that's how I learned a lot of my stuff. It was all through my own kind of whatever. But yeah, just to reiterate, like, you know, obviously there's like the question of like the qualities of women, but it's because like weak dudes, it just allowed these things to happen, man. That's what it is. And I ain't paying the price for it. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm bleeding Babylon dry. Bleeding her dry. So anyway, yeah, I just wanna share that little bit. It's probably a bit doomer. But yeah, have a good day, everyone.